Hey girl, hey, my name is Gina DeFord. I'm the founder of Babe Crafted, and I'm going live today for a lunch and learn with Kelly Nova and Ilana Karcinski of Fairytai Petcare. So they are your dogs plus one. They help their clients incorporate their wonderful fur babies in their wedding day celebration. Very unique business. They invented an industry. It's really wonderful to see them thrive over the past several years in their business. And we're going to be talking today about franchising your business. So this is something that Kelly and Ilana have done. They're going to be sharing some tips and insight from their journey of franchise. Please don't be shy about sharing some questions in the chat. We will answer everything you send our way. So Kelly and Ilana should be joining us. Yes, hello ladies, how are you?
Doing good. How about you?
Good. It's so nice to see you both.
Yes, me too. It's been a bit.
Yes, it's been a minute. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year,
Thank
2023.
you. All right, so let's get into it. Tell us a little bit about yourselves. Tell us about Fairytai Petcare.
Yeah, well, I'm Kelly. This is Ilana. We started the company together in 2015, so coming up on our 8-year anniversary. And we were both working together at a local hotel here in Tampa, and kept hearing from couples that were getting married at the hotel, as well as our friends and family, that they wanted to have their pet as a part of their wedding day, but they ran into all the logistics that come up. Who's going to bring them there? Who's going to take them home? Who's going to care for them? All that stuff. And so they either just got too overwhelmed and said, never mind, or, they ended up, asking a friend or their mom to do it on the wedding day. And a light bulb went off for us when we kept hearing these concerns over and over. And we realized that this was a need in the wedding industry. People wanted to include their pets, but needed someone that they could trust to take care of it. So that's really where Fairytai began. And over the past 8 years, we have grown, more than we could have ever imagined. And now here we are today, like I said, about 8 years in, and we've actually franchised our business. So now we have our location here in Tampa Bay, but we also have 4 franchisees that have their locations and their business of Fairytai Petcare up and running in their area.
So incredible. Thank you so much for sharing just a really condensed version of your beautiful story. Anyone that knows you ladies knows how passionate you are about animals and dogs in particular. So it's really wonderful to see you incorporate not only work together, because it's amazing that you've been best friends since I think middle school, right?
Yeah, I left that part out because, like you said, I had to give a condensed version, but there's a whole history behind this.
Yes, absolutely. So it's so nice you get to build this incredible business together, and it's so great that you get to share your passion and love for animals and solve that problem. Like you said, you saw that gap in the market and you were like, hey, we could do that. I think it's so important to be creative as an entrepreneur. And, if you see something that is wanted and needed, build it and they will come.
Exactly.
So, and in particular today, we're going to be highlighting your journey of franchising your business. This is something that y'all have been working on for years. And finally, you found the right path, found the right avenue. And remind me, when did you launch your first franchisee and in what city was that?
So we officially launched our franchise program last year, so 2021, and our first location was Las Vegas, so the marriage capital of the world.
Yes.
Pretty great first location for us. And then shortly after, we added on Pittsburgh, and then Orlando, and then West Palm Beach area here in Florida.
So incredible, truly. So let's talk a little bit about the decision to franchise, because there are lots of different ways to grow a business. It just comes down to what your goals are and what makes sense in the long term. So how did you both land on franchising?
Yeah, it took a lot of work, a lot of research, a lot of time. Actually, a plug to you at Babe Crafted, because I know that was a huge part of us in the last couple of years, trying to talk this through and find the right fit. You've had some great workshops. We've been able to talk to other entrepreneurs about their journey and what worked best for them and what we think is the right fit when we're going through this craziness of deciding to franchise. And so it really did. It took years of really hard work, really exploring all of our options. There are tons of books out there, tons of really great resources. We found tons of great mentors too. So, I mean, we convinced so many people to meet with us, from bankers to business mentors to, franchise owners that have done this already, because there are a lot of different options when you're looking at scaling your business like this. Franchising is great for us and has been the right choice, but it's really hard to know that when you haven't started that process yet. So trying to figure out what the right growth is for you, how you want to scale. So we definitely tried all the other options, kind of dipped our toes into that to see and make sure that this was the right fit. It is a very expensive, very time intensive, and very scary leap to take. But if you're confident that it is the right way for you, then we couldn't recommend it enough. So licensing is an option, of course, like whatever slow growth might mean for your business. So for us, that meant kind of expanding our team to cover Florida and beyond into other states and kind of see how that worked for us, while not pushing it too far, just trying to understand if that was a possibility. And with what we do being so personal and we care so much about the animals, we just knew that we couldn't trust that long term to make sure we were providing the level of care and the customer service that we know is so important to the Fairytale brand. And so in the end, we did decide franchising was the right fit, and we are so glad that we did.
Yeah, I think that's such an important piece of it all. Like Ilana says, that we did take the slow growth option just to kind of feel it out first to make sure that we were making the right step before actually franchising. So definitely just kind of reiterating what she said, just make sure that you take your time with it if you are considering something huge like growing your business by franchising.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I want to reiterate for anyone who's tuning in, A, thank you for being here, and B, please don't be shy about dropping your questions in the chat. This can be about Kelly and Ilana's business. This can be about franchising. Like, we want to hear from you. So that being said, what has been like when someone new applies to be a franchisee, like what are you looking for? Like, how do you make sure that you're moving forward with the right people?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been a learning curve for us because, it's our first time doing something like this and interviewing someone that we're going to be instilling a lot of trust into. But of course, first and foremost, they have to be animal lovers and not just, I like animals. They have to be pretty crazy about it, because you need to have this passion for animals and animal care to be able to be successful in this business and also enjoy yourself. Also, an events background is very helpful because, working in the wedding world, it's really beneficial to have that kind of experience, to know what it's like to be on the back end of an event. So those two backgrounds are going to be really helpful. But other than that, someone that has a great work ethic, you're joining a franchise system, you have people that are going to be there to support you, but essentially you're opening your own business. You need to be able to hit the ground running. You need to be able to get out there to market yourself. There's a lot of work that goes into, opening your own franchise location. Like I said, it's essentially opening your own business. Maybe not necessarily from the ground up because you have our systems in place, but you really need to be able to have that drive and that work ethic to get you where you need to be. And then there is a financial commitment that's going to come along with it. So you definitely need to make sure that you have capital, not only for, the franchise fees and aspects that go into that, but to start your own business. So there's startup costs that are involved. You're going to need to get out there and have a marketing budget. So definitely having either capital or, being able to take out a small business loan or something to that effect is going to be really crucial to your success. And then, I mean,
we can teach you all the rest. It's just having that work ethic and that love for animals. And of course, event experience is helpful, but we're happy to really teach them everything else from there.
Right on. It sounds like a solid foundation, between the love for animals, like truly, and then also just being really ready to put in that work and time to make the business in that area successful. Absolutely.
Yep, exactly.
So, from a standpoint of creating this franchise opportunity for, the people who signed up for Las Vegas and signed up for Pittsburgh, what have been like some of the challenges of getting your franchise up and running, the franchise opportunity, and what has been like some of the amazing aspects that have come out of it?
Yeah, so it's been, of course, more challenging for certain cities than others. For example, Vegas, like they actually did live in Florida and moved to Vegas to then start this. So without having the connections and like all that community to start a business in a new city was, of course, a big challenge for them, but they have been just killing it. I mean, they hit the ground running. They're doing all the networking events. They're really getting out there. And it's been so special to see. And every market is so different with weddings and their level of pet friendliness. So that's been really interesting to see because we kind of have to analyze that on the back end before we launch a new city. So Vegas is amazing and does have a lot of big box weddings, but it's also a lot of elopement. So we've kind of learned ways to tweak their packages and help them work through that so that they can kind of hit all the different areas of the couples because it is a very different market than it is here in Tampa. So that has been really interesting and really fun to play with and kind of understand. And just kind of seeing their success, whether they're starting from nothing out in Vegas or our Orlando market that we kind of already were exploring and working with and kind of were able to give them weddings and connections to start and just seeing how they've been able to foster that and really take it and grow it has just been really amazing. So lots of challenges getting it going. Obviously with the franchise structure, like we talked about, we train you, we teach you everything. So that means we have this giant operations manual that we put together that is this huge document full of all of our best practices. Took us years to put it together and get it all ready for them. But it's really great that they have those resources. It's been cool to get their feedback and understand how we can better make that document more inclusive and have it have everything they need to run a successful business, but then also to see how they're able to make it their own and kind of put their twist on things and make it better. And they've come up with ideas that we never even thought of that now we're implementing in our top structure. So it's been really, really cool.
Absolutely. That is so wonderful. Excuse me. And so, now looking back at your past selves, say about 5 years ago when you were like, I think that franchise is what we want to do, but we're not quite sure yet. What would you tell your past selves in that position from standing where you are today?
Keep going. There was you have to get over a certain level of doubt because it's such a huge decision. We put so much time and effort into, arriving at that decision. And then there's the financial commitment that you have to take. So there was a lot of moments when we looked at each other and we're like, is this right? And you just have to keep going. You have to trust yourself, trust your gut. We got ourselves this far. Starting a wedding pet care business was not exactly the easiest thing either because we were the first, wedding pet care company in the nation. So we got a lot of funny looks back then. And then to now try to start and say, actually, we're going to franchise our business. We got some interesting looks along the way when that came up as well. So just kind of, like I said, just keep going, trust yourself, like you got this.
Heck yes. Yeah. No naysayers. We don't need any naysayers here. Like either you're in or you're in the way is a quote that I heard from some filmmakers. So where do you see Fairytai Petcare in the next 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, I mean, definitely popping up with more franchise locations. We have a couple others that we're really focusing on, some certain areas that we really want and know there's a need for. We still are traveling a good amount right now that was a big part of it too, was kind of testing markets that we knew would be a good fit. So for the couple years before we actually launched the franchise, we were doing a lot of travel. So we're very lucky that what we do, there's not a whole lot of wedding pet care companies out there. So even the areas that did have them, they were still willing to hire us because they loved our brand and loved what we stood for and our mission and kind of how we do our business. So we've been able to travel a lot. And so we've been able to really match those markets and see where this need is clearly there because people are willing to pay for our travel plus the wedding package to have us include their pet. So we have some really good target markets that we're really hoping to be in the next year or two. And then, of course, we just want Fairytai to grow as much as it can because we know this is such a needed service. So we're really, really excited to see what the future has in store.
So phenomenal. And something that I want to call out to is your give back efforts. Can you talk a little bit about the ways that you give back through the services that you offer?
Yeah, so we have a few different programs in place. I think we started maybe 2017 by taking a portion of every single fairy tale wedding and donating it back to a local shelter. So that's something that we've continued even now with our franchisees. I mean, the donation pool is only able to get bigger now that we're able to include their weddings into this donation pool as well. So first and foremost, that's the first program that we put in place. Also, volunteering and being a big part of our community is very important to us. We kind of say that we love bringing dogs to weddings, but our work doesn't end there. We want to make sure that we're giving back to the animals in need. We work with a lot of rescues in our line of work, and so being able to give back is really important with our time. So volunteering, and that's something that we spoke to all of our franchisees about. They're all on the same page with that. So it's a big part of our core mission here at Fairytai Petcare. And then probably our most exciting, our most popular program is the partnership that we have with the Humane Society of Tampa Bay that we implemented in 2020. Mm-hmm. And it's called our Yappily Ever After program. And it's where we help include adoptables in your wedding day. So what that means is that we coordinate with the shelter and all of the wedding vendors to bring 4 to 5 adoptable animals to your wedding. A lot of times that just means cocktail hour. Some couples have actually had adoptable puppies walk down the aisle in replace of bouquets, which is really adorable as well. And this program is a great way to give back because it helps socialize the adoptable animals, which is absolutely crucial in helping them to find their forever home. The socialization is so important. So first and foremost, that's the most important part of the program. But then, of course, a bonus is that a lot of times these animals are actually finding their home at the weddings. So it's every single Yappily Ever After that we've worked has resulted in an animal finding their forever home. So that's really amazing, and definitely probably our favorite program that we have in place as far as giving back goes.
That is so sweet and special.
Yeah.
And when you said that for every time you've hosted a Yappily Ever After, that it's resulted in at least one pet, or one animal becoming someone's pet and getting adopted. I heard DJ Khaled in my head of like, and another one, and another one. Like, that is so cool that you ladies.
I love it. That's so funny.
Yeah, I mean, all of the wonderful work you do, like not just supporting the couples that hire you for your services, but also supporting their fur babies and these pets that deserve to have their forever homes. So that is so phenomenal.
Yeah, a lot of the couples have actually had, the adoptables come, but they've had their own dogs in their weddings too. So they're animal lovers, obviously, so they have pets of their own. So they're using our Fairytai Petcare services to include their own pet, and then they have the adoptables come along as well, which is really special.
Absolutely. And thank you so much to both of you for everything you've shared so far. I have one more question for you, and it is, what tips do you have for entrepreneurs who are thinking that franchising might be the route that they want to take to grow their business over the next several years?
Yeah, I would definitely say, in all honesty, it probably took us about 5 years to finally make that decision. So while your path may be shorter or longer than that, definitely take your time. It's a lot of research, reading all the books, finding all the information about franchising. There are lots of other ways to grow your business. So before you do that and make that big leap, just make sure that is really the best fit for you. Like we talked about, there's whatever slow growth means to you, licensing. There are plenty of other options out there. So just make sure that franchising is the right fit for you and your business. If it is, then just do all the research you can. Find a mentor if you can that has already been through it, that's willing to, share their journey with you and maybe some advice. If anybody on this call is interested in learning more about how we did it and who we use and all the details there, we're happy to share. Just shoot us a DM or email us, and we're happy to set up a call and share our insights, because I know how hard that can be. You just want to talk to somebody who can give you a little genuine insight that you can trust versus what you're finding online. So we're happy to be that person for anybody on the call that's interested. But yeah, just making sure you hire professionals to help you if you do decide to make that choice. So there's really great franchise consultants out there. You're definitely going to need someone like that can walk you through the process, and of course a franchise attorney that can help you with all the legal side of everything. And just, yeah, making sure that it is a huge responsibility. There's a lot of work that goes into it. Once you make the decision, it's still, you know, we started the process, like I said, it took about 5 years, but really from the time we decided we were going to franchise, that was another 2 years of putting together that operations manual, you know, really understanding the ins and outs of how we want to run this business, what our new jobs are going to look like, because, you know, it changes your job too, because now we went from business owners doing what we love every day to still loving what we do every day, but with a whole new set of responsibilities. Now we're managing other businesses and other people in a way that we never had before, and it definitely expands your job responsibilities into a whole new world. So just understanding what that means, what that may look like for you, and making sure that you're making the most educated decision.
So wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that, Ilana. Kelly, did Ilana cover it all? Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I think that pretty much covers it. Yeah. Like she said, just emphasizing the fact that it's essentially a new job that you're taking on. I mean, we actually started a new business by with our franchise business. So you're taking on a lot there.
That is such great insight. Thank you for sharing that. You know, like there's so much more, so many changes to work through, and one of them being your new roles, and really embracing those and feeling like you still get to go to work every day and enjoy what it is you do. So that is so great that has been the outcome for y'all. So where can we learn more about Fairytai Pet Care, you know, from a standpoint of working with you and hiring your services? Also, how can people learn about becoming a franchisee?
So of course, fairytailpetcare.com, TAIL, obviously. That's gonna have all of our wedding pet care information. It's going to have all of our franchise opportunity information. You can also go to our locations page to get a little more insight into our franchisees that are already established. And then all the social sites, TikTok, we love our TikTok, so definitely check us out on there. Instagram, we do have a YouTube channel, so if no one's ever checked us out on YouTube, that would be amazing. We have something called our Dog of Honor videography, which is a whole wedding video from your pet's perspective. And we have tons and tons of videos on our YouTube channel. We also have some super embarrassing videos that Ilana and I put together of just us two. Not embarrassing, it's fine. So definitely check out those behind the scenes videos as well. And
I think that's everything. Yeah, I think that's it.
Love it. Thank you, ladies, so much. Very excited for what's to come for Fairytai Pet Care. Very proud for you both for what you have built so far. And cheers to your franchisees. Very excited to see more success stories for hitting those markets that are on your vision board for the next year. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for talking to us. Yeah.
All right. I will be posting the replay of our talk today in our Instagram feed for anyone who tuned in today and wants to revisit this conversation, or for people in the future who are going to get to watch it. So cheers to everyone who tuned in today and for future viewers. And thank you again, Kelly and Ilana.
Thank you.
Thanks. Take care.
Bye.